Welcome to LUTV News InFocus, where we feature interesting topics on campus, in the community, and in the world of culture. I'm Antonio Del Rio. According to USA Today, R&B and hip hop has surpassed rock to become the biggest music genre in the United States in terms of total consumption. Rap is listened to globally and has become quite diverse, as it can be heard in pop, rock, and even country music. Today, LUTV News has brought in a diverse group of local rappers to answer the question, what is the future of rap music and diversity? I'm joined here today by Eric, Lalo, and DC. All right, gentlemen, let's begin. So, briefly tell us about yourself and your music. Go ahead.
My name is Eric. I'm originally from San Antonio. I moved out here in 2016 and kept making my music out here. My stage name is Smoothie, and my music is always kind of something more that people can like hang out and relax to, something you can cruise around with. And I've always kind of enjoyed making that type of music for the people who want to be able to listen to it while they're doing that.
Okay. Right. Lalo?
I go by Lalo Towers. I guess my government name is Eduardo Torres. And my music, man, is basically reality rap. I talk about what I'm going through as I'm going through it. And it really just changes, man. Like obviously it's not what it was when I first started. And I make Lalo Towers music. Just like you remember Biggie for Biggie, you're gonna remember me for me.
Good point. DC.
I'm DC, one half of Two Throat Minds. We're a local music group here. The music that we make is for people who go through situations, positivity, creativity, and overcoming many obstacles. And it's stuff that you can actually enjoy, you can ride to. If you want to get excited and turn up, hey, do your thing. But that's what we do.
All right. So, in the 90s, there weren't that many rappers as far as, diverse rappers, white rappers, Hispanic rappers. So now in 2019, do you guys feel as though rap music is more diverse than ever?
Yeah, I'd say definitely so. I think it's kind of like a chicken and egg a little bit, because I think the audience of hip hop and rap has become much more diverse, and I think that with that, it's given artists the chance to experiment more a little bit and like make more what they're interested in making.
I feel like there's always been diversity, but maybe not diversity in the mainstream. Because there's always been Hispanic or Latino rappers, even from the beginning. Puerto Ricans were part of the movement, you know what I mean? So I feel like just maybe mainstream is becoming more diverse. But as far as like regional, everybody always had their, you know what I'm saying, their person. Like down here, SPM was one of them. And then in California, they have buku like Mexican rappers, Hispanic rappers. They had, I think it was these Dominicans in New York, I forget their name, but they were back in the 90s as well. Like it's just, maybe it wasn't so focused on in the mainstream,
right,
but it was there, you just had to look for it.
I agree.
Right.
Decent.
I feel it's diverse because a lot more artists are coming out now, but they aren't afraid to be creative. They aren't afraid to show what they're about, and many fans like that. They want to see something that relates to them. They want to see the perfection. They want to see the overcoming the obstacle. They want to see the growth. They want to see the flaws. And if you give them that, that's what these new artists are giving. All the creativity that they could possibly want is there.
Word. I feel what goes hand in hand too, though, is the internet.
Right.
Like now you can reach so many more people from your computer. Like back in the day, you had to get in your car, pop trunk, figure it out. Now you post a link,
right,
and it's the potential audience is there's no limit.
That's true.
Depending on how hard you push it and how you push it, I feel.
Is there any downside to how vast and global that rap music is becoming? How diverse it's becoming? Do you think?
I guess, like you said, with the internet and whatnot, I guess people are, held less accountable, for what they say, and like being able to just say exactly what you're thinking is a good thing, but also you need to kind of back it up as to why you feel that way, why you're saying those things.
Yeah, just make sure you're being genuine. Like don't do what the other man is doing because you feel like, oh man, that's popping, they like that. You know what I'm saying? For what? Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to you say something that you might not be about, and you get put in a situation, and then you're forced to back it up, and you don't back it up, then that's your career. Right. You done, because they're gonna record it, world star it, and you done. Like
that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like it's the downside. You're creating stuff that somebody's going to listen to. So you're delivering a message, whether it be positive or negative, and you don't know whose life that is infecting. They're going to take that and they're going to portray that to themselves. They're going to add it to their own lives, and they're going to act on it or take on your mentality, and that's your message. So you got to be careful of your message that you put out. That's definitely a downside to it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, you should have something.
Well, I was gonna say you can't be feel like you're responsible for how other people take your music. At the end of the day, you're an artist,
Right.
and it's up to them to either be influenced by it or to like pick and choose what they want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I have certain songs, like I have 2 or 3 songs. It's Demons Part 1, Part 2, or whatever, where it's called Demons, and you could look at it as like the religious point of view, or you could look at it as mental illness, which we have a lot, like especially in minority communities, because we don't go to the psychologist. Like, you crazy if you go to the psychologist for a long time. Like, you a man, that ain't for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hold it in. I'm trying to hold back from saying certain words. Hold it in and don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like you ain't supposed to go talk to nobody. You're supposed to be strong. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, like, at the end of the day, like, if I'm talking about suicide, some people could see it as like, oh man, he's a human being. He's going through the same thing I'm going through. Or he could look at it as, I'm done, I'm hopeless, it's over. You know what I'm saying? I can't control how you react to me.
Yeah.
I can only give you who I am. You know what I'm saying? How you react is on the other person. It's not on me. I'm doing my best to relay a positive message, even if it may sound negative. But how you take it is not on me. You know what I'm saying? Some people might play the record and all they hear is the curse words and all off topics.
Right.
Oh, nah, that's the devil.
Right.
Yeah, but you ain't listening. You know what I'm saying? You have a preconceived notion of what you think it is, but it's not that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not reading between the lines. You're just looking at what's on the top. You're judging the book by the cover. You don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It goes with everything in life.
But
you know what I'm saying? You can't make everybody happy.
Right. But as a rapper, when you distribute your music, do you pay attention? Are you putting a lot into your message for not just for Hispanics and African Americans, but the kids in the suburbs and so on and so forth?
Well, what it is it's for everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from my point of view, but it doesn't matter where you come from. People deal with depression, people deal with anxiety, people deal with issues that you may not necessarily know exactly where it came from. It could have been something that happened to you when you was 5 years old and you don't remember it, but subconsciously it built you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to live in the hood to be from a broken home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's issues everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, opioids are hitting the suburbs like crack was hitting the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, man, like, we are humans. I feel like people are too focused on what's different as opposed to looking like, oh, well, we are just trying to get it and feed our family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But instead of being like, okay, well, this man is out here working every day trying to feed his family, you're looking at, oh, well, I wouldn't do that because that's like not moral. You know what I'm saying? What if that man has no other option?
Right.
You don't know what this man's been through in his however many years of life to get to the point that he's at. We all become who we are based on how we reacted to life. We're living in the consequence of our decisions. So we can't blame nobody, but I feel like a lot of people end up trying to point the finger and be like, oh, my life's messed up because of you.
Right.
When they can't look in the mirror like, oh, maybe some decisions that I made put me where I'm at.
Right.
And that's what I try to, because my music grows with me. So maybe I felt some type of way about something, and then I was enlightened to a different point of view. And it's up to me to take if I want to like switch my point of view, if I want to stay the same. You can either evolve as a person,
Yeah.
or you can stay stuck. It ain't nobody's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree. I think that's why rap music is at the top of where it's at now, why it's broken boundaries, because, you know, there's some rap songs where it talks about partying, but at the end of the day, a lot of rap songs talks about how, you know, having a rough upbringing, having to make choices that you don't want to make, you know, to, you know, feed your family, so on and so forth. And I think that's why black, white, you know, Asian people all over can identify with rap music.
yeah.
But with that being said, you take someone as Eminem, you know, as big as he is. Do you feel as though, with how diverse rap music is coming, do you feel as though there will be someone as big as him that will be allowed to say everything, including the use of the N-word, in their music and be accepted in the mainstream?
I feel like that is something that is, you're a product of your environment.
Right.
I'm not saying that Eminem would be able to use it, but maybe it's out of respect. I'm not saying he doesn't use it. Maybe whenever he's with his homies, he uses it, you know what I mean? But he knows better than to do it, because why do you need that brought upon to you? Because at that point, they're no longer gonna look at Eminem and everything that he's done. Now they're focused in on, oh, he said that.
Yeah.
Which really, at the end of the day, I feel like at this point in time, Eminem done got his card.
Yeah.
He could say whatever you know what I'm saying, he wants.
But do you think there will be one day someone that will, you know, replace him and will be as big as him?
I feel like nobody's gonna replace him, personally. But like, to get to that point,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I feel like if you were brought up around that,
Yeah.
like you feel no need to have to say it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if it comes out naturally, it comes out naturally. But if you're in the mainstream, of course you have people around you telling you like, hey man, that might not be the best idea for PR or whatever. Because I'm sure there are white rappers saying it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know I say it in my music, and some people may not, dig that. I say it just because that's how I talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was in a situation one time where I was talking to an old school cat, and he was like, we were just chopping it up, man. We was chopping it up. And then another old school cat, both of them are black, older black guys, and another one came up, and he heard me talking to him, and he kind of hopped in the conversation, and I kind of said it to him, and he was like, no, don't call me that. I'm like, look, man, I didn't mean to disrespect you.
Right.
That's not my intent by any means. But, if you took offense to it, my fault. I'll refrain from using it around you. Because, obviously it affects you differently. And the other cat, he's older, he's like in his 50s and 60s. He told me, he's like, man, like that's just, he's not used to that. And I feel like, because they have a lot of black people who don't feel comfortable using that word. And I understand why, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I feel like it's how you use it. And the intent or
the context.
That you put behind it.
Not to cut you off, but Eric, how do you feel about this briefly?
So I would say that what I see in the future of rap is rather than there being another group that starts using it, I think that probably less and less people start using it.
Really?
And I think that specifically white rappers shouldn't use it because the fact is white rappers have a connection to one of the darkest times of American history. And the fact is that if they want to use that word, it's pretty ignorant of them to think that it would be like acceptable to use that in their lyrics. I think there's been a lot of like great white rappers that have had great careers without ever including it in their lyrics.
That's a good point.
Word.
And even though, like you said, like without bad intent, a lot of people use it without bad intent. But just the fact is, if you're a white rapper, you are kind of linked to, when people did use it with malice.
Yeah, fortunately.
I feel like the closest thing we're gonna get is Logic.
Okay.
Because he looks white, but he's mixed. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that. Like if he wouldn't have said it, nobody would know.
Right.
But that's the closest thing we're gonna get. I feel.
That's true. DC, how do you feel about this?
I feel that I don't think it's going to be a point to where it's okay.
Right.
But I do feel like that word is strong. It's a destructive word. It was used to oppress. But now these days, it's a term of greeting. It's a term of endearment. It's all of the above, but still being used by someone that was, I guess you could say, created it to destroy it. It's now seen as a form of disrespect. Now, me personally, it doesn't affect me. It's about how, I guess, you let the power of the word control you. And it wouldn't bother me at all if somebody said it in their music or someone just used it, because I know that's, hey, that's what the way he feels he should speak, or, I just know it doesn't affect me like that.
Great point. Great point, everyone. Great point. So, thank you for watching LUTV News in Focus. To see more content from LUTV News, follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook, and be sure to share.